Hi, welcome along. My name is Michelle Sterry. I'm a specialist midwife for Healthy Lifestyles Gloucestershire, and I'm leading on the Healthy Me Baby and Beyond lifestyle support programme for women during pregnancy and for up to the child's second birthday. So I'm here today to have a chat to you about healthy eating, and in particular how we do that within the challenges of the confines of our own home during lockdown. So I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for posting some questions, which I hope to be able to answer or maybe stimulate some discussion. And I'd be more than happy if you'd like to post any further questions when we finish in about 10-15 minutes time, and hopefully give you some tips and advice to keep you going. Good. Okay, so one of the first questions that came in was, how do I eat healthily with the limitations of what's in the cupboards? Obviously we're restricted with food shopping at the moment, so it is more of a challenge. So the key really is to probably get a little bit more organised with the shopping, making lists and writing things down, keep an ongoing list in your kitchen of things that you need, things that you run out of, so that when somebody shops for you, which they possibly are at this point in time, that you can stock up on all those essential items that form the basis of lots of simple meals. So forward planning is a really great idea, and getting all those staples in the cupboard. If you're in a situation where your cupboards are running bare and we all get there and we think, I need to make a meal and what can I do, be creative. Okay, you can take a recipe, go online, find out what you can make with what you've got, and then improvise if you haven't got what is required. And that's always fun to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but do give it a go. Do give it a go. And going online is great because we can't get out and about at the moment. There are lots of places for inspiration. I found some really good Facebook pages that you might want to take a look at. Feeding your family on a budget is really good. Feed your family for £20 is good. A lot of celebrities are doing online cooking. And doing things with simple ingredients, not wild things that you would never ever buy or you'd use only once and waste. So take a look what's there. Look on Instagram, look on Facebook, and see what you can find. The other thing I say is try and make cooking fun if you have other people in your household. It can be an activity. Get children involved, get them doing little bits and pieces to help. And get family and partners involved. They may even find that they discover that they have a love of cooking. So that's what to do when you are restricted with your ingredients. It is hard. In the longer term, as we've all got more time at home, you might even start thinking about growing some things. Okay, and that can be done absolutely anywhere. You don't need a garden. You can use a pot or a trough or a bucket or a washing up bowl, any sort of vessel, and chuck in some compost or some soil if you don't have compost, and get some little seedlings or plants, put them in. Spring, summer is on its way, and in a few months' time you could have your own lettuce, tomatoes, pumpkins, courgettes, multiple things. So there's something to think about, okay? And obviously that food is going to be full of vitamins. Brilliant. That leads me to the next question. What can I do if I'm unable to access fresh fruit and vegetables? And that can be a problem. We've been shopping and those counters are often empty, and those foods need replacing regularly, and we're limited with the number of trips we can make outside to go shopping at the moment. So the freezer is your friend. Okay, so make room in your freezer. If you've been doing a bit of decluttering possibly whilst we're stuck at home, you may take that decluttering into your freezer, and it's amazing what you find. I find lots of random items that I have no idea what they are anymore, and if I don't know what it is, then it has to go in the bin. Okay, but it's really good if you can get into the habit of wasting less. So if you have leftovers that you think about putting them in the freezer, but label it first, and a note to self on that one. And anything will do. Your vegetables, you can fruit, bread, you can make breadcrumbs, leftover dinners if you have family or children in the home that don't hoover it all up later, then you can make a meal out of it and pack it away for a lunch or another meal at some other time. So fresh fruit and vegetables, yeah, if you can't get them, you could try frozen or tins. Okay, it's obviously not the best form of vitamins, but it is a form of vitamins, and it is fruit and vegetables, and it's far better than not having any at all. So we can, stock up on tins, and they can be really helpful. If you don't necessarily like vegetables straight from a tin, you can add them into something. If you're making, for example, if you're making a chili or bolognese, you could add them in to bulk it out and make it more nutritious. The other thing that I've noticed is that with businesses closing down during this time, they are getting more creative, and they're offering a delivery service, often free if you're local. And I've noticed a lot of garden centres and small stores have switched to doing online deliveries of groceries, vegetables, fruit, plants, anything really. People are out there to help. So have a look what is available to you, and everybody wants to stay in business. They will provide what you ask for, I'm pretty sure. So again, think about getting a delivery, and then they're reducing the risks of stepping outside the front door. So particularly if you're pregnant or with young children or babies, you want to be social distancing as much as possible. So yeah, if you can tap into the delivery networks, go right ahead and do it. And there is plenty on offer at the moment. And moving forwards, it's going to make our lives so much easier anyway. With a family, having deliveries is just brilliant, isn't it? When getting out and about with babies and small children is so much harder. So it might be something that you want to keep up longer term. Okay, so we're moving on from food and talk about fluids. So the question came in on how to keep hydrated. So let's have a little think about fluid intake during pregnancy and breastfeeding and the early years. And it is really, really important to stay hydrated. In general, we would say have a glass or a cup of something at least 8 times a day, or maybe every hour throughout the day whilst you're awake. Would be amazing. It's not always easy to drink water. Not everybody can get it down because it's making them feel nauseous during pregnancy, or some people don't enjoy water as much. We would advise you not to take on board too many fizzy drinks, and definitely no energy drinks. Fizzy drinks can contain a lot of calories and can be laden with sugar. So there can be hidden dangers in those drinks. So as much as possible, we would suggest that you try and reduce them. If you are taking them on board, get sugar-free and caffeine-free, and try to do some substitutes perhaps. If you really rely on fizzy drinks or juices, then try to water juices down, or with your drinks try and maybe alternate or restrict them to certain times of the day when you have them, perhaps around meal times. And then don't drink them in between, avoiding them at bedtime. Thinking about alternatives, there are some really nice teas around. You can have herbal teas, green teas, loads of different teas. Experiment, some of them don't work, particularly when you're pregnant. I remember having some that were quite acidic, but there are lots of different options available now. And you don't have to buy expensive brands. You can go into the lower cost supermarkets, and they are doing similar products much cheaper. So see if you can find something that suits. Tea and coffee is okay, but I would say go for the decaffeinated version. And if you do need some caffeine, again, maybe just take it on the times during the day when you really need that little boost. You know, maybe first thing in the morning you feel you need a little get me going drink, and maybe you need something refreshing in the middle of the afternoon, but try not to do it all the time. Mix it up with other things, and give it a try. Don't be afraid to give things a try, because you never know what you're going to discover that you like. And we're also trying to role model some healthy habits for the people around us, particularly our children, who are very much influenced by what we eat and drink and do, but also the people that we live with, that hopefully they will start to come on board with some of your lifestyle changes and follow you, and hopefully you'll start to feel healthier, happier, have a little bit more energy, and be less prone to picking up illnesses. Okay, and that is something obviously that we are all really aware of at the moment, staying well and keeping healthy and avoiding illnesses. Okay, boosting the immune system with plenty of vitamins, plenty of fresh air around your home, plenty of fluids, and rest. Rest is when we recover, okay, and restore. So plenty of rest when you can get it. Okay, so this brings me on to another question that's come in, and about controlling weight during pregnancy. Okay, so we wouldn't really use the term controlling your weight, but how to maintain your weight is what we would encourage during pregnancy. And then after you've had your baby, how to restore yourself to your pre-birth weight, or even less if you feel that you would like to bring your weight or your BMI, your body mass index, down, which ideally should be below 25. So if you're unsure about BMI, what yours is and what it means, you can talk to your health coach or your midwife, and she can give you a fuller explanation on what BMI means. So during pregnancy, we don't encourage you to lose weight. We encourage you to eat well, to eat healthily. We don't want you to calorie restrict, but in the same token, we don't advise you to eat for two. Eat for one, not for two, and try to eat plenty of foods that fill you up and give you the energy that you need to grow a baby and to feel healthy, without causing you excess weight gain, which can slow you down, and eventually it can cause pregnancy complications and birth complications if you gain too much weight, or if you are carrying excess weight. It can affect the course of your pregnancy and the delivery. So do come along and see one of us. We can do telephone consultations or video conferencing if you would prefer, and you can refer yourself by going onto our website, www.hlsgloss.org. That's www.hls.org. You can refer yourself for health coaching. We have lots of different pathways that we can offer you and your partner. Or you can phone. The phone lines are directed, the offices are closed, but we are definitely still open for business. And you can phone 0800 122 3788. That's 0800 122 3788. And this is a free Healthy Lifestyles service, health coach led. Okay, so if you feel you would like some support with healthy eating and managing your weight during pregnancy or in the first 2 years after you've had your baby, do get in touch and we can put you on the program, the Healthy Me Baby and Beyond program. Okay, we offer other services too, around stop smoking, smoke-free homes, how to get more active, how to cut down on alcohol or not drink at all. These are the topics that we can discuss in future online chats. Okay, so have a little think about that. We do have a website which has got lots of information about these things. So if you wanted to take a look at www.hls.org, then you can see some of the information that we have ready and waiting for you. So please take a look if you have time. You can like our Facebook page, which we are on now, so I guess you have, but do recommend it to your friends too, because we post lots of information on the Facebook page, and we're also on Instagram. So lots of ways to stay in touch, The health coaches and I are trying to keep abreast of what's happening locally and nationally, and keep you all informed, keep you all up to date, and keep us all connected. Okay, so if you've got any questions, if you want to start just popping in some questions now, I've got a few of you watching, and I'll give you all some waves. Okay, give you all some waves. Please feel free to put a question out there for me, because I always see it pop on my screen. Okay, so I have a few more questions here, so they might be of interest to you, so I will go through them. Are there any healthy swap ideas when craving something sweet? Okay, so we all get this. Okay, this happens, and it's usually at a time when we're tired and we're getting that low energy, that kind of, I need a boost, I need something now. And it's very easy to reach for something sugary to give you that hit. It gives you a bit of a rush, gives you a bit of a pick-me-up, and it's nice. We enjoy that. Okay, so what I would suggest is that you would be prepared for those things to happen. Okay, so at the moment we're in the home, so we can keep things in the home. If you are out and about a lot, get the lunch bag, the insulated lunch bag, and carry stuff around with you. Okay, your emergency food bag, and it's better to bring stuff home than to run out of food and just feel exhausted and go to the vending machine or go to the shop or the garage and get yourself a chocolate bar. Okay, so let's have a little think about what we could do. Healthy swaps. First of all, if you need something in your mouth, you could think about chewing some gum, or maybe having some sugar-free mints, something like that. Okay, if it is literally you want something to put in your mouth, and sometimes we do when we're thinking, driving. You know, those are times when we often do want to do that. So make sure you've got something handy that isn't going to be full of sugar and calories. And someone suggested ice cream. Okay, I'm with you on this one. I do love ice cream. So we would limit our portions. Okay, so we reserve it as a treat, and we tell ourselves when we're allowed to have it. Okay, and maybe don't make it very accessible. That helps, or not have it in the house at all. Then you can't have it. Okay, but swaps are, you can get sorbet. So that's it's like it's not made with milk. It's like frozen water-based ice cream, which is great. Or ice lollies, which you can make your own from juice or frozen smoothies or frozen squash, or you can buy them pretty cheaply. And I certainly remember when I was pregnant, crunching things was really nice, if your teeth can bear it. So maybe think about making some lollies or freezing some stuff that you can crunch on. That might help. So do keep things like that around the home for emergencies or for those energy dips. Okay. The other thing is thinking of nutritious things you can snack on that do they're not empty calories, and there is some nutritional value in it. And cereals work really well if you like cereals, and you can buy them fairly low cost, like the shop brands, and most of them are fortified with vitamins and iron, and that certainly is quite a late night food. I've used that a lot with my own children when they're wanting to eat before bed, and if they're really hungry, then they will eat that instead of biscuits, and that's a sign that they were definitely hungry, and you obviously won't sleep if they're hungry. So yeah, breakfast cereals can work really well, and you can just chuck a little bit of fruit on top, either something from the freezer, buy bags of frozen things like blueberries and any sort of berries, bananas, avocados. You can buy anything frozen now, throw it on top, and then that makes a really filling and fairly sweet tasting snack, and that can be taken any time of the day. So have a little think about that, start making some lists, start writing things down, and sending people out on little shopping trips when they're going to grab these things for you, and start building up all your supplies so they're there for you during pregnancy, but also once you've had your baby and there's less opportunities for getting out and about, then you've got lots to rely on. Okay. The other thing that might help is keeping a food diary. If you are wanting to keep an eye on your weight, and in particular not gain too much weight during pregnancy, or you've already been on a weight loss plan and find yourself pregnant and really want to keep up some good habits, food diaries can help. They don't work for everybody, but for some they do, because it's a really good visual of what you've had, that we don't sort of forget things that we've had kind of off grid, away from the meal table. So it will be a good reminder, a good reminder of our intake, and making sure that we're not going into excess. And yeah, don't forget portion control. Okay, I've got some great infographics. We could pop that on the page. You simply can use your hand as a guide, using your fingers and your palm to guide you as to how much food you should be putting on your plate, so that we're not overeating. Okay, so that might be really useful, as well as the Eat Well plate. The Eat Well plate is a plate and it is another infographic, and there'll be lots of pictures of showing the food groups and what we need to take from each food group to have a balanced diet. So that might work well for you. I certainly do like a visual guide. That works good for me. Just at a glance, take a look, and it kind of stays in your mind. Then it's something you can just keep referring back to as a good reminder, or you could even stick it on your fridge. Okay, and not only will you be embedding that in your own habits, but hopefully people around you will see it and they will start to take notice and be interested and start to develop some healthy habits alongside you, so it supports you, but also you're all eating the same foods, you're all on the same page, and obviously that's just so much easier as a family when you are eating similar things. Nothing harder than producing lots of different meals at different times for people throughout the day. It just becomes a chore then. Okay, so we've had a really good chat about healthy eating during pregnancy and in the early days of having a baby. In particular during these challenging times during this the national epidemic, and I do hope that you're keeping safe and keeping well, and just want you to know that we are here for you, and the service for Healthy Lifestyles is still very much operating. So please do get in touch if you feel you'd like any lifestyle support with any of the things that I've mentioned. You can make a referral. You can get in touch with us online or by telephone, and you can use our social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. So thank you for joining me today. If you want to leave any questions, I would check the feed afterwards and try to answer as many as I can. And we hopefully will run another session next week. If you've got any ideas of what you'd like that to be on, feel free to make some suggestions. But we will probably work through the topics of our healthy lifestyle program for Healthy Me Baby and Beyond, week by week. And I hope to see you again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.